Mikhailo, in your paper, you describe the role played by the new civic organizations that emerged from Maidan as ambivalent. Why is it your point?
Well, the thing is, it's ambivalent. So we can see Maidan as a laboratory of political creativity. New projects, new types of civil society organizations like defense of the nation or like self-defense groups being a proto-police. So it's all there. We witnessed many interesting things happening at Maidan, but after Maidan, civil society became very influential, basically becoming proto-agencies of government, while government couldn't function properly. So in a way, civil society was going in those spheres that we usually call these monopoly of government or monopoly of state. Defense, law enforcement, propaganda, and this is actually what still is in Ukraine, that major functions with the war with the separatists, volunteer battalions are critical to defend the rest of Ukraine from profusion or diffusion of the separatism. Or there was a critical period in March when absence of police or absence of loyal police needed self-defense groups policing streets in Kiev and other cities. And of course, during summer political processes, we saw how lustration committees or groups organized by Maidan were forcing political leaders to actually implement the promise. Well, the way they implement it is questionable, because still this lustration process in Ukraine seems to be very formalistic and unjust. So in a way, Maidan made an impact. It helped the collective of Ukrainians, the nation, to survive. But at the same time, by going out into spheres of government, civil society remained badly organized and not fulfilling the codified law. So by doing it, we also put a government and the statehood of Ukraine under the risk. So this is why it's ambivalent. Another part of risks associated with civil society organizations is their efficacy or efficiency was valued highly by oligarchs. And now they try to take a stake or to start control the civil society organizations. And they try to coerce these organizations. They have very strong vision of how to use them in order to enforce the rent gain that the oligarchs traditionally have.
You provide a very balanced analysis, but which is often critical to what is happening now in Ukraine, to some actions of the political power. My question would be, how can a researcher, a social scientist now in Ukraine, provide an analysis without being part of the information war between Ukraine and Russia?
Well, for me as scholar, for me as activist of several Maidans in 1990, in 2004, and in 2014, and a Russian, ethnic Russian, culturally Russian, it's very difficult. The divisions that we have in our country, they are going through my heart, and you can see gray hair that I get from Maidan times. This is not easy, but at the same time, the philosophy provided scholars, social scholars, with hermeneutics. So I express and profess and use as methodology hermeneutics. I'm trying to understand myself, others, opponents, or activists, but I really want to understand others, and it gives a result that is imbalanced in a way. But of course I remember that I'm still very much motivated by Maidan values, and whenever I write something, I try to look at what I have written by the eyes of pro-Maidan and anti-Maidan and try to find the language that would speak to the both camps.
Do you have the feeling that Maidan changed you?
Yes, I hope it made me a little bit more wise, but life will show. Thank you.
Thank you.